Yo, what's going on YouTube? Thank y'all for tuning to another episode of Vlad Sports Talk with your host Vlad. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe. If you've already been on the channel, thank y'all for subscribing to the channel. Thank y'all for the support. I definitely appreciate it. So right here to get into this topic, man, I ain't going, you feel me? NFL season's about to start soon. There's 2 more weeks left. There's 1 more preseason game, and we're at the beginning of the season. They don't have 4 like they did in the previous years. But for this topic right here, it's for the preseason week 2 winners. And I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of people on this list. I don't really think I'm gonna get through all of them, but let's start off with the New England Patriots running backs. J.J. Taylor, who had 12 carries for 93 yards and 1 TD, and Ramondre Stevenson, who had 15 carries for 66 yards and 2 TDs. Like I said on the previous episode when I said the preseason week 1 winners, the Patriots are stacked at running back. They have a lot of running backs. They just traded Sony Michel to the LA Rams. I like this Sony. You know, I mean, he got a Super Bowl with them, so I'm happy he got that. But J.J. Taylor, y'all seen that spin that he put on that DB? If you ain't see it, I advise you to go see it. I'm gonna throw it in here, man. I'm gonna throw it just to show it to y'all. That spin move, I wish he would have scored on it, but hey, it's okay. It's all right though. J.J. Taylor and Ramondre Stevenson, and you still have James White back there too. I like that triple threat. I like that triple threat. I don't know where they're gonna go at quarterback per se, but I know for a fact that the Patriots are good at that running back position. With these 2 right here and James White, who's been there and basically done that because he's won a couple of Super Bowls himself with the Patriots. I like what New England is doing in this sense right here. Next, we got Mac Jones, Mac and Cheese. Yes, rookie quarterback from Alabama. Last week, his first preseason game, it was okay. It was okay, but this one was definitely much better. As you can see, Mac was definitely more poised in the pocket. Mac was making all the correct throws, all the correct reads. Mac just seemed more comfortable in this preseason game than he did the last one. Because, I mean, it's the first one. You know, it's always going to be those type of jitters and, you know, it's going to be that type of butterflies in your stomach. But he did pretty good. He was 13-19 for 146 yards. He didn't throw no touchdowns and no picks, but it's okay, though. He's growing and he's improving. And with Cam being out until Thursday, Bill Belichick said that it's an opportunity for Mac to start. Now, like I said, I don't know where they're going week 1. Me, personally, I do think Cam is going to start week 1. But the same leeway that Cam had last year, he's not going to have it this year because Cam is on a tight leash, I would say, because you only got 1 time to mess up, and they're going to throw in Mac Jones at quarterback. So just know that there's somebody right behind you, Cam. It's not like last year where you have Brian Hoyer and Jared Stidham or Stridham, however you say his name, right behind you. You have Mac Jones right behind you who's waiting. So we'll see how that goes. Next, we got Zach Wilson, rookie quarterback for the New York Jets. I'm not gonna lie, I like Zach Wilson. I think he's a good quarterback for the Jets. I was happy that they gave away Sam Darnold because Sam needed a new start. Like, first of all, you had Adam Gase as your coach. That should tell you everything because we had Adam Gase as our coach, and y'all see how that ended in Miami. But for Zach Wilson to come in here as a rookie, and they literally clean house. They got a new coaching staff. They brought in some pieces over there to New York Jets, and now you have a new fresh QB. It's like a whole new system. Zach Wilson, I like this kid a lot. He was 9 of 11 for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. The throws that he was making in that game, I guess it was against the Packers. Bro, those throws were polished. They were nice. The way he was sitting in the pocket, and those 2, like I said, not 1 but 2 touchdowns. I do believe that Zach is the quarterback for the Jets, and I'm not going to say how far they're going to go. I don't know, you know, where that's going to be, but I do believe that Zach Wilson is the quarterback for the New York Jets. Next up on our list, we have Mitchell Trubisky, and I'm kind of surprised that I said Mitchell Trubisky. I'm not even going to much lie to you, but it's a preseason game. But I'll give him a little shout out. It was against the Bears, his former team, but then again, like I said, it was preseason, so you're playing against, you know, rookies and second and third stringers. But Mitchell Trubisky was 20 of 28 for 221 yards and 1 TD. He had a pretty good game. I can't lie about that. I can't lie. So like I said, I'll give him his little credit. I'll give him his little due, but you're not going to start. Josh Allen is the solidified starter. You're not going to start. Don't get it to your head. Next on the list, we have Trey Lance, rookie quarterback for the 49ers, who was 8 of 14 for 102 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. I don't know what's going to happen in the 49ers QB situation because I like Jimmy G. Don't get it wrong. I think that Jimmy G is a good quarterback. I won't say great, but I think that he's a very good quarterback in my eyes. But Trey Lance is coming. And that same thing in New England with Mac and Cam. It's the same thing in San Francisco with Jimmy and Trey. That early pick that he threw on, that wasn't his fault necessarily. But he made up for it by throwing 2 touchdowns in that game. Trey Lance was a great pickup for the 49ers coming out of, I believe, North Dakota State. Trey Lance is, I don't know, he could possibly start sometime this upcoming season, like the same thing with Cam. Jimmy's on a short lease as well too. So if Jimmy is messing up and they feel like he's not playing well, swap and substitute. That's all it is. Next on the list, we got Ben Roethlisberger. Now I know Ben ain't no rookie. Ben been in this league for years now, but Ben had a great preseason game, 8 of 10, 137 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ben is the Steelers quarterback. Okay, he's not retiring now. He's not going. I don't know if this is going to be his last season or next season going to be his last season. But it's Big Ben. It's Big Ben. He had a great. I gotta give him his credit, man. It's Ben Roethlisberger. Why wouldn't I throw Ben Roethlisberger up in here? You know, and with the additions that they got with Najee Harris, even though they did lose, what's his name? I forgot. James Conner. There you go, James Conner. He was a decent running back. He wasn't the best, but he was a decent running back. I think Najee Harris is definitely a better fit for them because he's more versatile in the run and in the receiving game. And hopefully, you know, Juju can show that he is the number 1 receiver because he is technically, but he doesn't play like a number 1. Still got Eric Ebron, Chase Claypool. They got pieces around them. They got pieces. So, like I said, Ben been here for years. Ben is not no rookie. He's not a 3rd string. He's not a 2nd string. Like, he's been here for years, but he had a great preseason game. So I had to shout out Big Ben Roethlisberger. Next on my list is Marquez Callaway. This kid for the Saints, this is a nice pickup for the Saints. I mean, he didn't just get drafted this year. He was in the league last year, but Marquez Callaway, I like this. That preseason game he had against the Jacksonville Jaguars, where he had 5 catches for 104 yards and 2 TD. Bro, did y'all see the 2 touchdowns that he caught? The first one that he caught, he had Shaq Griffin and he had the safety on him. He had 2 people on him, and he caught the ball. And the second one was even way crazier than that. He caught the ball one-handed over Shaq Griffin. Shaq Griffin, the best defensive back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Shaq played great defense. Like, he didn't get burned. He didn't nothing. Like, he played great defense. It's just, man, this guy right here that I'm about to put out next on my preseason winner, Jameis Winston. Yes, that same Jameis Winston who went 30 for 30 and got LASIK eye surgery and came right back. It's just still funny to me. Like, it took you 30 picks to realize you needed LASIK eye surgery. But hey, it is what it is. But Jameis Winston is without a doubt, Jameis Winston is undoubtedly the New Orleans Saints starting quarterback. Them two touchdowns that Marquez Callaway caught, he caught it from Jameis Winston. Bro, just look how Jameis Winston sits in the pocket on his first throw, sets his feet, and throws the ball beautifully to Marquez Callaway over those 2 defenders. You couldn't place the ball any more better than that. And on the next play, once again, he puts the ball where Marquez and only Marquez can get it, not Shaq. Only Marquez can get it one-handed in the end zone for a one-handed catch. Jameis Winston was 9 of 10 for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jameis Winston is a starting QB for the New Orleans Saints. I love Taysom Hill, and I think, honestly, they should still use him the way that they've been using him in receiver, running back, quarterback, special teams. You could do whatever with him. But for quarterback itself, that starting position, he's not no Drew Brees now. I'm not going to say Jameis Winston, you can't do what Drew Brees did at all. Drew is on a whole different level. But I do believe that Jameis Winston is a good fit for the New Orleans Saints, and then that they could be more explosive with Jameis Winston and do more plays that they do with Jameis Winston. So expect a whole different offense because it won't be that Drew Brees offense. It's going to be a whole different offense. But I'm rooting for Jameis, though, because you don't just become the number 1 pick and just fall off the face of the earth. Well, I mean, it happened to Jamarcus Russell, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day and most other people. But I'm rooting for Jameis, though, because sometimes in life, all you need is a new beginning, and this could be Jameis' new beginning. And what better way of going to the New Orleans Saints and having a coach in Sean Payton? Now, you are playing the NFC South with the Bucs, and, you know, you got the Panthers, who at them got Sam Darnold, and Christian McCaffrey's coming back. They're beefing it up. And Atlanta, they got Kyle Pitts, even though they did lose Julio. You got Calvin as the #1 receiver. So it's always gonna be between the Bucs and the Saints, but don't be surprised if the other two teams make a run. But I got to give Jameis credit where credit is due. Jameis, you had a hell of a game. You had a hell of a game. I can't lie to you, and I'm rooting for you. I'm really rooting for you, man. You're on a great team with the New Orleans Saints, a great organization. Make the most of it. And last on my list, y'all already know I'm a Dolphins fan, so I got to say the best for last. Tua Tagovailoa. Tua 16-23, 183 yards and 1 touchdown. Tua looked way much better in this preseason game than he did the last preseason game against the Chicago Bears. Tua he started the game off, I think it was like 8 for 8 before whatever. Like, start off 8-8. That was a great completion start, a great off start. But like I said, 16-23, 183 yards and 1 TD. And look at these throws that Tua are making. Like, they are on the money. Tua's making the right reads. He's stepping up in the pocket. He's avoiding the pressure. These throws are precision. They're on the money. This throw to Gesicki. The throw to Gesicki was my favorite, honestly. I love how Tua just stepped back in the pocket. He stayed poised. He didn't hurry it up. He waited for Gesicki to get open, and he threw it to him. And it was a great throw down the field. Like I said, we go as far as Tua takes us. So I do believe that we are a playoff team. I won't say that we're going to win a division because the Bills are there. The Patriots are there. The Jets too. The Jets going to finish last in the division, but I won't be surprised if the Jets make some type of noise because, like I said, Zach Wilson, I like that. I like that. And the pieces that they made offseason additions as well too. Like, they didn't stay lacking, or they didn't stay like, all right, we're not going to spend on. No, they spent money in free agency, so don't get it twisted. But I expect the Dolphins to make a run this year. I expect them to make the playoffs. I'm not going to say how deep. I'm not going to say how far. I'm just expecting them to make the playoffs because we was one game from making it from the playoffs last year, and things didn't go our way. One game. All we had to do was just beat the Buffalo Bills, and we were in, and it didn't go our way. But this year, it's going to be different. I just know it's going to be different. I know there's going to be some highs and lows because that's what comes with being a Dolphins fans. It's going to be highs and lows, high blood pressure, heart attacks, all of that. It's going to be all of that and more. But Tua looked a lot more polished in this preseason game. And then next week, we got our last preseason game, and then it's the season opener. So it's 17 games. We got to find some way to get into the playoffs, man. Some way, somehow, we got to find a way to get into the playoffs. Brian Flores, great coach. Tua, me personally, I believe he's our franchise quarterback. This is the second year, and Tua's only going to grow from here. You know, we have great acquisitions at the receiving position. We have great running backs. Our defense is pretty good as well too. So, like I said, we go as far as Tua take us. And Tua, you had a pretty good preseason week 2. So these are all of my week 2 my week 2 preseason winners, man. All of these people on this list, congrats to y'all. Once again, Mitchell Trubisky, you're not the starter. I give you your props, but you are not the starter. Do not get it twisted. That's Josh Allen's job. That's why they gave him that 5-6 year contract. You are not the starter, but you had a good preseason game, so I just had to give you a little shout out. You feel me? Good job. But we come to the end of the show, man. Thank you for tuning to another episode of Vlad Sports Talk with your host, Vlad. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe. If you've already been on the channel, man, thank y'all for your subscription. And I'm going to be back again here next week with our preseason week 3 winners. And then before the week 1 football NFL season starts, I'm going to bring on my homeboy Sean because we're going to dive into the Dolphins schedule because he's a Dolphins fan just like me. So it's going to be fun. Because I'm normally the one that always telling him, don't get your hopes up. And Sean is always the one that's always getting his hopes up. And he knows that too. He knows that. So I'm going to have Sean come in a week before the NFL season starts. We're going to dive into the Dolphins schedule, give our record predictions and how far we go into the playoffs, et cetera, et cetera. But thank y'all once again for watching, man. I appreciate the support once again. And yes, sir, y'all be blessed and we out.